he would get up like, he would do it like 5 o'clock in the morning. And when I first saw the little show, it was on the internet, and the introduction and how it came on and everything, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good, you know, as far as, it wasn't so much what he was doing, but the, I'm not computer savvy, but you know, like how the different things was displayed and how it was attractive to look at. The special effects, whatever, it was really good. And so I called him and I said, man, who did that for you? So I can try to see about trying to get. He said, I used to do that myself. He said, there's apps out there and different things or whatever. He said, but you just have to sit down and play. He said, they're free too. They're online, and I could talk somebody through it, and they could easily do it. But you know, like you'll be showing one picture, and then something will flip, and then it'll show a capture over here, and you know, it was like really, and so he said, yeah, he said, you just have to sit down and play with it. And so, and I said, now me, I ain't gonna sit down and play with it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it ain't, you know, now if it was a, you know, PS4, I'll sit down and play with it. I'm just telling the truth. But I don't have that attention span on in front of that computer screen like that. I can't look at it too long. You know, after a while I start hallucinating or something. I don't know what happened, but I just can't stand it. But I'm saying, I'm mentioning that because we need all kinds of skills.
Yes, sir.
And so we would like to be able to make our videos that we put out more attractive. I've already talked with Sister Irma about it, but always remember this here. I don't ever want one person to, this is what we're trying to get away from, one person having to do everything, or only one person can do a certain thing. We need to have at least 2 or more people being able to do everything. So it's not like just because somebody's doing it, you can't do it. No. We need you to do it too.
Yes, sir.
Because you don't ever know when somebody's on vacation, they're out of town, whatever happened.
Yeah.
You don't ever know. We need somebody. So please let us know if you are interested in all of the things that he mentioned, and even also in working with us with this, you know, computers and the the videography for the videos we put out on Facebook. We're trying to get them back on YouTube like we used to. Amen? Amen. All right. Please don't forget that. Go to the book of 2 Samuel. The book of 2 Samuel. And I'm going to do this real quick. Give me about 20 minutes because I don't have a whole lot I could talk forever, but I think I can make this point very clear in a very short time. 2 Samuel, the 9th chapter. 2 Samuel, the 9th chapter. And this came to me because, again, I'll go back to a few weeks ago, Elder Gaston preached this sermon, and in this sermon it was titled, Do You Know Him? And I have been preaching or teaching from this theme ever since. Amen. And so the question was, do you know him? And he's referring to Jesus, of course, but my point that I was bringing out was, just because you know a person's name does not mean that you know them. You have to know their thinking. You have to know their ways. You have to know their likes, their dislikes. You have to know them. Amen? What pleases them, what displeases them. In fact, oftentimes when people are just say getting ready to get married, and they will say they are they're registered at these stores, and they want you to go and get them a gift. You know, you want to get them a gift based on the person, you know. So, you know, that's like, you know, if you talk about a person, getting a gift for a person, really you need to know the person you're getting a gift for. So you have to think about them and then choose the gift. Too often people go get the gift they like, and then the person get it, they're like, well, thank you. It was a thought that counted. Funny, my kids used to say, they ask me, they said, Dad, what you want for your birthday? I said, give me a sub and leave me alone. In the 9th chapter of the book of 2 Samuel, beginning at the 1st verse, it reads like this, and David said, is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? Stop right there for a moment. David asked this question. He said, is there anyone left in the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? There's two things I want us to really concentrate on today. And the first thing is that David, who is now the king, David, who is now in control, David, who is now, just say, God's choice for the kingdomship, David is asking, is there anyone left in the house of Saul that I might show kindness? Amen. David, who is referred to by the scripture as a man after God's own heart. Amen. David, who didn't know that he would end up king, ended up king, and when he get to this place, one of the first things David want to do is show kindness to someone. I bring this up because, see, in the modern day Christianity, that's what people call it today, is they're looking for God to elevate them, they're looking for God to bless them, they're looking for God to take them higher, they're looking for God to use them or whatever, but they're not looking to show kindness. The whole purpose for getting from God, being blessed of God, being elevated by God, receiving titles and names and prestige and all this kind of stuff, is so everybody will look on them and say, you blessed. For a lot of people, that's what it's all about. It is about them being able to be seen by others as blessed. Yeah. That's why people love to tell you, I'm blessed and highly favored. Right?
Yes, sir.
They put it in front of their car, right? Put it on the tag. You got a nice car. Blessed. They want you to know I'm blessed. But I wonder why the blessed folks are not saying, who can I show kindness to?
Come on.
Amen?
Yes, sir.
God has smiled on me. God has elevated me. God has blessed me. So who can I show kindness to? Amen. David is asking this question, and he says, and I want to show it for Jonathan's sake. Jonathan was Saul's son. In fact, Saul was king prior to David. Saul was the king, and when Saul had disappointed God to the point to where God said Saul needs to be removed, amen. That's why you have to be careful how you act. when he gets you to that place.
Yes,
Because
sir.
just like he can get you there,
Come on, man.
he can remove you from there.
Tell the truth.
Amen? You know what? And even in our day now, there's a whole lot of people have gotten there,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden God has to remove them from there because they got there, and as my mother used to say, they start smelling themselves.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Amen?
Amen. Amen.
Look, and then when you start smelling yourself, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so Saul had gotten, and once Saul realized, not only was he getting ready to be removed, but who was getting ready to replace him, which was David. Saul didn't like David. Saul wanted to kill David. And I'm not going to go through the whole story, but you know the story. Saul had this hatred out for David. He wanted to kill him. Saul had a son named Jonathan who loved David. And so David and Jonathan was like brothers. They was like, you know, they were partners. And but Jonathan's daddy wanted to kill David. And so even one night, because David was trying to get Jonathan to understand, you know, man, I want us to, you know, hang out and be, you know, buds and all this kind of stuff, but your daddy want to kill him. And Jonathan was like, no, not my dad. You know, nobody can think of, I'm gonna say that. He was hard for him to think of bad stuff about his father. And David was trying to tell him. He said, no, man, he really wants to kill me. Jonathan wanted him to come over, hang out. No, man, your dad. So David told him one day, he said, I'll tell you what, he said, mention at dinner that you want to invite me over to your father. And you tell me how you act, and this is how you're going to let me know. No. He said, you get this spear, and if you throw it in this spot, I'll know I can come. But if you throw it in the other spot, I know I can't come. He said, do that for me. Jonathan go in there eating. Jonathan mentions to his father about David. His dad got so mad he picked up a spear and threw it in the direction of Jonathan. Can't go. But this hurt Jonathan. And Jonathan had to come out because Jonathan knew if he threw it in the spot that said, you cannot come, he would never see David anymore. And he was crushed by this. And so Jonathan had to walk out there, and David was hid over in the bushes. And Jonathan had to look at the nose spot and throw the spear on him. He had to not only face the fact, but he had to be honest with his friend and tell his friend, no, man, go. I know I will never see you again. This bothers me, but go run for your life. Jonathan threw that spear. Jonathan went back. David saw that spear land in the nose spot, and David went on. Again, just a time passes, and what happened was, how it worked back then is, once a king was replaced, everybody that was in his family, everybody that was under him were killed. They still do this today over in other countries. They still do that. Where once that leader is gone or dies or whatever, they kill the new leader, the new people come in and they kill everybody that was associated with his people. They don't kill him in the United States, but they fire him and they get him out of there. That's why I don't know, people get mad about, different politicians, whether it's Republican or Democrat, getting rid of the people that was before them. Guess what? That's how it works. Since you get mad, you know what? That's the system they work in. That's how it works. Amen? So, it came to pass that once Saul was no longer the king, they came and they went out in a drove and started killing folks. In fact, go to the fourth chapter of this 2 Samuel. Go to the 4th chapter of this. Are you there?
Amen.
The 4th chapter and the 4th verse reads like this. It says, and Jonathan's sons, Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings or the news came of Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up and fled. And it came to pass, as she made haste to flee, that she fell and became lame, and his name was Mephibosheth. Stop right there. So what was happening was, when they came in and they killed Saul, they killed Jonathan, and when the nurse heard that they was coming and they was killing everybody, she grabbed the baby, the 5-year-old, and she picked him up and she started trying to run from the people coming to kill them. And while she was running, she fell, and Mephibosheth became lame, couldn't walk, feet was damaged. So when you look over here, go back to chapter 9 right quick. First verse, and David said, is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul, that I might show kindness for Jonathan's sake? And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And when they had called him unto David, the king said unto him, art thou Ziba? And he said, thy servant is he. And the king said, is there not yet any of the house of Saul, that I may show kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan hath yet a son, which is lame of his feet. And the king said unto him, where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, and in Lodabar. And the king said, fetch him out of the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, from Lodabar. And so, when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come unto David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, Mephibosheth? And he answered, behold, my servant, thy servant. And David said unto him, fear not, for I will surely show thee kindness for Jonathan's sake, for Jonathan thy father's sake, and will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at my table continually. Amen.
Amen. Wow.
Amen. So here it is. They went to Lodabar. Mephibosheth. That's where he went after his ordeal that happened to him, and he stayed there in this place called Lodabar. Now, when you go and you look at the history of Lodabar, Lodabar was a place for misfits. Amen. Y'all remember what was that movie? Frosty the Snowman, the toys, the misfit toys that didn't get shipped out. They had them all in one place, a jack in the box that couldn't jack out the box, and they had all kinds of stuff over there. But my point that I'm making is this. Lodabar was a place for those, just say, who was not, they had issues. They had problems. And here it is, David is saying, I want y'all to go to Lodabar and get me somebody from Lodabar. Amen. And that somebody from Lodabar will come and sit with me at my table and eat, and I'm getting ready to be kind and bless the one from Lodabar. Amen. I'm gonna do an application for today. Let us look at it like this. See, the very people that we think God can use is the ones He'll send for.
Yes.
Amen. See, there's a whole lot of people in the church think they there because they're good. They ain't got no issues. They don't have, they don't even bring the people with the real issues. This is how we choose to bring people with that. We heard them talk about bringing people. Let me help you choose the one to bring. Look, don't try to clean them up before you bring them. Are y'all hearing what I'm telling you? Look, don't try to look at them and go, I would take you, but, you might have to, do this before you come. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Look, because David didn't say, clean him up before you come. David said, go to Lodabar and get him out of Lodabar and bring him to me. Are y'all hear what I'm telling you? Look, there's too many of us. Look, we got to compare them to us. Look, and if they fit us, we'll bring them. Look, you didn't always look like you look now.
All right. Come on.
Amen. Just tell the truth. You didn't always look like you look now. You're a whole lot cleaner. You may not be perfect, but you're a whole lot cleaner than you were. Amen. Amen. Look, you have to learn how to go to Lodabar and just get them out of Lodabar. As a sidebar, see, we used to have songs. We don't sing like this anymore. But we used to have the old folks songs that would say stuff like, I was sinking deep in sin, far from the peaceful shore, very stainly, deep within, sinking to rise no more. But the master of the sea heard my despairing cry, and from the water he lifted me. Now saved am I. Then they will say, love lifted me. Love lifted me. When nothing else happened, love lifted me. See, love don't come and start judging. Love just comes to He didn't even come and try to put a lot of rules on me and perfume me up. He just said, come. Just come. Look, follow me. In fact, when Jesus was going around recruiting disciples, he would just walk up to them and say, follow me. And whoever got up and came. Look, he didn't go and try to clean them up. Look, try to straighten them out. He just said, follow me. And look, whoever got up and followed him, they became a disciple. Are y'all hearing what I'm telling you? Look, our religion has messed us up. It really has. And it got us to the point where we think, you know, some of us think we got it together, and we don't know that. You might look good, how you dress, look, how you learn to, you know, conduct yourself in certain forms. That's fine. But you know what? In the form that really matters, you don't know how to deal with them folks. Amen? Look, you gotta know that you're gonna have to be able to go in places and you can't frown up because you're not used to it. Amen? This is why I don't worry about people who try to judge me when I'm trying to help folks. Because you know what? I'm going to help who God sent, no matter what folks say. You know what I'm saying? They might not be acceptable to you, but you know what? They're acceptable to Him. Are y'all hearing what I'm telling you? But man, David said, I want to show kindness to this person. And then he said, for Jonathan's sake, Jonathan, whom I love. He said, you know what? He didn't know Mephibosheth. He didn't know him. He had never seen him before. He didn't even know he was born. But it didn't matter. He was doing it for Jonathan's sake. Amen? So whoever they brought back, in fact, they said when they brought him to David, David had to call his name and said, hey, you Mephibosheth? He said, I am. He said, well, don't worry about it. You're going to sit at my table.
Yes, sir.
Amen? Look, it don't matter who you are. It don't matter what you did. Amen. You're going to sit at my table.
Yeah.
Right. Amen? Amen. And this is the last one I'm going to bring, and one of the most important points. Mephibosheth was in the condition he was in, which was not his fault.
That's right.
He was 5. And the lady tried to run with him, and she fell, and she dropped him. Amen. And Mephibosheth ended up damaged because he was dropped. Amen.
Yes, sir.
Amen. You know, there's a whole lot of damaged folks
Yes, sir.
walking around that they dropped. Amen. They got issues, they got conditions, they got all kinds of stuff going on in their life. And we looking at them like, Amen.
Yes, sir.
Mephibosheth, look, he had been dropped. Have you ever been dropped?
Yes, sir.
Look, have you ever fell through the crack? Have you ever been in a situation where it wasn't your fault, but you ended up there? And everybody looking at you like, you got issues.
My Lord.
Because people who've been injured, I'm telling you, especially when they one day fall, they're not just injured physically.
Yes, sir.
They're scarred in here.
That's right.
Amen? They're scared to come out. Look, they want help, but they're scared to be helped. Sometimes as soon as help gets close enough, they start fighting.
Yes, sir.
Amen? Because they've been hurt before like that. They know what it is to let somebody in close. And then when you get too close, they start pulling back on it. Come on.
Yeah.
Amen? Amen. So we got this last week. Y'all know how hurting people love to go to other folks who've been hurt and they present that case to them? Because them ones who done been hurt, they know how to make you feel good. They do. Because none of it's going to be your fault.
Come on. Come on.
Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
5th job, 6th relationship. Hey, in and out of jail. It was always the police. Hey, every time they quit the sports team, the coach didn't like me. Amen? That's rollerball. That's rollerball. Well, you know what? I tried, I came in late a few times, I didn't go to work or didn't go to mandatory this or didn't do that, and so they let me go. Guess what? That comes with the territory. But when you go to rollerball, they'll go, yeah, don't worry about that. My point, what I'm making is, see, Jesus told them, and I'm getting ready to put, Jesus told them, he said, I didn't come for the healthy. Come on. Paraphrasing this guy.
That's right.
He said, I came for the sick.
Yeah.
He said, those that are well don't need a physician. It's the ones that are sick, though. Yeah. Amen? Hallelujah. How many of us can have the heart of David and say, I'm going to go and get the one who needs help? Amen? Jesus used another parable when he talked about who will be the most appreciative. And it came out to be, it was like one who $500, one this amount, one that amount, 500 was the most. And they said, he said, who will be the most appreciative? They said, the one who owed the most. He said, you're right. See, this is why a lot of people don't have dedication to Jesus like they need to have, and because they don't think they did nothing wrong. They think they're pretty good people. But when you realize the fact that he came and got me,
Yes, sir.
out of the fucking model.
Yes, sir.
Amen. He came and got me. Look, when nobody else wanted me. He came and got me when I wasn't even concerned about myself. He came and got me. Amen. This is why he said he picked me up. He turned me around. He placed my feet on solid ground. Thank you. He came and got me out. Thank you. And Taylor said, I'm